The longer I spend here, the more it feels like home. I'm even starting to appreciate Corso. Must be coming down or something. Promise me you'll visit often when I'm Queen of Debrillion.
I'll visit so often you'll have to build an extra wing onto the palace.
Why not? How about a private landing pad to go with it? It'd be nice to sneak away with you for the occasional break. Go someplace dangerous. Steal something expensive. Mock the bad guys. When you think about it, being queen of a planet provides the perfect alibi. We should take advantage of that.
I have a name.
A Kavi?
Not me. I know whose order Moff Tyrek signed. To execute my clan, it was sent by Imperial Major Stan Wu. I've heard of him. He is a liaison between the Empire and hired bounty hunters. I will kill him.
Yeah, I figured you weren't gonna stop with the scolding.
The Major is hiring the best bounty hunters on Nar Shaddaa. I will go there and present myself as one of them. Once I secure a meeting with Major Stan Wu, all that's left is to pull the trigger.
There's another step after that. Get the blazes off Nar Shaddaa before the Empire catches you.
This is not my first execution. I always leave myself an exit. If we do not see each other again, retursi a me.
You made it back alive. I assume the Imperial wasn't so lucky?
That sniveling worm was no more the architect of my clan's destruction than Moff Tyrek was. I left him alive, wallowing in his disgrace. Major Stan Wu ordered the execution because of lies told to him by another Mandalorian, Tayari Rook. The true crime rests with him.
That must have been one whopper of a lie to get your whole clan wiped out.
Rook presented Major Stan Wu with evidence that Clan Spar reneged on a contract. My people were hired to destroy transport ships full of young Jedi, but the Empire's target survived. If Clan Spar had accepted that contract, the Jedi would be dead. Rook framed us.
What did he stand to gain from your clan's destruction?
His motives don't matter. I can't save him. I have already begun my hunt for Tayari Rook. I will settle his debt to Clan Spar.
Senator, I'm heading into Voss now. What should I know?
I'm glad you made it here. I'm still having nightmares about those awful creatures Rogan sent to attack me. It won't be easy to find out who he's working with here. We barely have diplomatic relations with the Voss.
I could charm the horns off a crate dragon.
From what I hear, the Voss are big on propriety and obedience. I don't think you're their type. Voss was only discovered a few years ago and promptly handed the Empire its head when it tried to attack. The Republic's desperate to get them as allies.
What, you don't agree?
Well, I do if we can trust them. The Voss use the Force like no Jedi's ever seen. They'd be powerful allies. That's the thing. No one really knows the Voss, but they took down an Imperial battlecruiser without breaking a sweat. And when you ask them, all they say is, the Mystics showed us what must be.
I'd like to meet someone who can show me how to defeat the Empire.
The Mystics are powerful Force users. They have visions of the future which they use to rule Voss society unquestioned. And the Voss have made it clear, break one law and the entire Republic can be thrown off this world.
You don't really think you have to warn me about that, do you?
I was almost afraid to say this, in case you took it as a challenge. I've arranged for a native guide, a diplomat named Lokir Ka. He'll be waiting in a private room off the shuttle bay. I sent him files on the beasts that attacked me. I hope he can help you track who sold them.
Are you Lokir Ka?
Indeed. May the Mystic see no shadows on you, Captain, and the duty to all weigh lightly. I am your honores. Your translation might be chaperone.
Are you gonna make sure I don't kiss any boys? Is hand-holding okay?
No.
Jokes are a waste of time here.
Your mission has touched a nerve. The creatures that attacked your Senator Dodonna are a Gormak abomination.
Any idea how an off-world gangster got his hands on those things?
No. The Gormak are creatures of war. They create these monstrosities from beasts, set them against us. To spread Gormak creations past the stars violates every law.
Theoretically, if I wanted to buy one of these abominations, how would I sneak it past the authorities?
This is not something Voss do. If you seek criminals, search your people. a settlement in the Minevra caves, called the Exchange.
I thought you didn't allow crime. That's one of the most brutal gangs in the galaxy.
Not our concern. They have done no wrong on Voss. I have been there. I have an academic interest in off-world music. My trade was with a human named Scratch. Perhaps he can answer your questions.
Hagwatopi basta wahota. Chobot I kafstuan dileji hulo kuta. Piowa ituta odmishka. Boshuda tuabo.
So, you know something about Rogan that's worth knowing?
Kuchusa yomata chitoya. Asubwi mota uipa. Mana matota jispa micho. Tamka chirulia kimada?
Just tell me who's dealing for Rogan. I can do the rest.
Tupi upi gupta waho. Chikospa ini gudad ijigliska chanagawa.
Are we talking about the same thing here?
Kuchusa yomata chitoya. Asubwi mota uipa. Manchi doti puna puna. Kabuk nuni slemo. Chatungi ma chechu. I kutsig nang kihe.
Won't be the first dangerous ruins I've been in.
Ya. Wonki atachakapa tonka. Jisa bicha. Poya tuka changa goptula do batawana wanki.
I have your artifacts.
Pampawula ji ota kakoga huta nupisto. Kikuna mo. Uban chone alipa. Istin koto.
I assume he means you? Then I warn you, this is a unique opportunity. There's nothing like these creatures for sale in the galaxy.
Show me the goods, I'll show you the credits.
Dobata ji moa tusawa. Mikuna posta morulia.
You understand this is large and unusual cargo with certain transportation issues? Selling it is a capital offense on Voss. You have to buy direct and pick it up yourself.
Where are we going? Heart of an active volcano? Irradiated wasteland? Rancor throat?
To keep this out of sight of the Voss commandos, we set up shop in the heart of the Gormak war zone. I'll transmit the coordinates now. If you make it here alive, I'll be waiting.
I awaited you in Voss-Ka for hours. You were seen everywhere else. If you do not check in, duty requires I accompany you.
You never told me to come back.
I am Honores. I cannot guard Voss from your influence if you deal in secret. What have you learned?
Scratch hooked me up with Rogan's suppliers. I'll be posing as a buyer.
A buyer? Of Gormak abominations?
It does seem like a lot of bother just to kill someone.
Kunta chuta. Kasuyali kulira. Kanki kum.
I will not interfere unless you break Voss law, but I will come.
If I have to drag you along, you better be able to defend yourself.
Wonki atachakapa tonka. Jisa bicha.
Agreed. Where?
Vota mio krita chobasa. Jiho poka for krida.
Even the mystics dare that not.
Piowa ituta odmishka. Boshuda tuabo.
Captain, I thought I would never find you. The minute I heard you were on Voss, I started searching. I'm certain you have terribly important business, but might you find time to do one small service for a diplomat of the Republic? Me?
Nothing motivates me more than credits.
Yes, of course. Don't worry about compensation. Just hear me out. Her whole life, my sister suffered from a rare form of Misra syndrome. She would have died had I not landed this post on Voss. I was able to arrange for her to receive healing from the mystics.
If she's healed, then what's the problem?
My sister chose to stay and serve the Shrine of Healing as payment for her treatment. But now, our mother is dying, and I have no way to reach her. The whole path to the shrine, it's besieged by Gormak. I can pay you handsomely if you would brave the Gormak to bring my sister word to come home.
How dangerous is this path?
Dozens of pilgrims have been killed before they reach the top. Thank you, Captain. I believe Kindra serves a mystic named Kina Ray. I pray she lets her leave, and quickly. Mother may not last long.
I'm looking for a girl named Kendra Gann.
Be welcome. Your pilgrimage was expected, but surprising. Many disbelieved an outsider could enter. They preferred a symbolic interpretation. I will summon her.
May the mystics see no shadows on you, and the duty to all weigh lightly.
Your brother wants you back on Coruscant for your mother's funeral.
No! Mother! Javar promised me he would tell me in time to see her again. I must go right away. That is, Honored One, I humbly beg your permission to...
Even for we who serve, family is the foundation. Go in peace.
Oh, I hope I'm in time.
Your sister is on her way.
Thank you, Captain. When I heard you were here, I just knew you were the one to ask. Please, accept this payment for your trouble. I must make arrangements for a flight to Coruscant right away.
Here after all. And I already went and set up another buyer. I assumed you were dead on the trail somewhere. This is my partner. We call him Gormak Zach. He's our pipeline for the precious little beasties.
You have the stink of the Voss on you.
You look pretty human to me.
He's, how do I put this delicately? Gone native. Poor dear doesn't talk to real people much anymore. So, I hardly know what to charge. You're our first client who didn't pay the markup to have the cargo shipped to him.
Who else do you sell to?
Trying to learn our trade secrets? Or maybe you know perfectly well. You think I'm fool enough not to recognize Rogan's top bounty? I'm not making the mistake of taking you on one-on-one. But when the Voss commandos find you here trading in abominations, I'm sure they'll be happy to pitch in.
Captain, commandos targeting your location. They speak of an informant who sent them.
That blasted hairball set me up.
She would trade in abominations, then draw commandos?
Would, did, done.
You can explain the truth. No. With this evidence, I would not listen to an outsider cry innocence.
This was set up by Gormak sympathizers. Does it serve Voss to let them get away?
The evidence is strong. It will take months for adjudicators to sort the truth. If I give you time, you must use it to hunt these outlaws. Leave. That passage will take you to the trail. I will tell the commandos the truth I know. Await me in Scratch's shop.
Getusta barawanga. Ne subulgobo pomo?
I said the captain is innocent. They said I believe a lie.
Chai kunkuta chichai. Wonki atachakapa tonka. Chisa picha.
I'm not feeling the love here.
Difrata amuma.
Jella laid her groundwork well. The adjudicators believe you lead the smuggling ring. The manhunt will continue secretly to avoid alerting accomplices.
How do we prove Rogan's the one behind this?
To clear your name, you must catch Jella Reneki trading with Gormak.
Imache. Churon chica jiliska chanaga. Barganunua. Utatyacha nichu. Kuya maya stupa.
It'll take more than a dumb critter to kill me.
We have fought the Gormak for 100 generations. They are millions. If they wish to hide these criminals, they will.
Kutoyi gumpa. Gigi no lia makachisa.
Tell Scratch your decision. I must speak with the adjudicators.
Wantahumpa. Muri rava fupa jipampaula.
What, am I supposed to guess?
Kuchusa yo mata chitoya. Nam kanoya choski nawi. Chikospa ini gudad ijig liska chanagawa.
We need to be dead? That's your plan?
If I'm dead, I don't get to laugh at Rogan's funeral.
Negtori na natuta, ta aita wanawanga na chuba. Manchi do ti puna puna, kabuk nuni slemo. Mokili mo clunky, nik mi chawa welmo.
I can't believe I'm even considering this.
Kikuna mo, uban chone alipa, istin koto. Buka kampak nijit, tonka yiliska chanaga. Kutogi gumpa, jiji no lia makachisa.
You. I offer peace. Forgive me. I did not know what Jella intended, though I would not have opposed her then.
Surrender, and maybe we'll talk.
I am at your mercy. Jella has gone too far. I came to this world to help Rogan. Now the Gormak are my family. I will do nothing to hurt them.
You seem about as trustworthy as a used speeder salesman.
Gormak do not need lies. Rogan did well for my people. He brings new weapons, new food. But Jella goes behind his back. She is trading with Sith, and they demand what all Gormak are forbidden.
What are Gormak forbidden to do?
No Gormak enters the Nightmare Lands. The creatures there are twisted mutants. The Sith will only trade for them. We refused. But they said the mutants would be powerful weapons with our tech. Jella agreed.
You need protection. Is that what this Let's Be Friends thing is all about?
Yes. Everything that walks into the darkness is consumed, body and mind. Those Jella took with her were corrupted, changed, destroyed. They are no longer Gormak. Thank you. Those who live, live because of you. Stop Jella. Those she leads turn into ones like this.
I don't work with Rogan's people.
Rogan is no one to me. If you want my loyalty, you have it. Everything I gave to Rogan goes to you. In Jella's lair, you can learn her plans. Destroy the followers she corrupted.
I'm not putting myself on the line for something you won't do yourself.
I will help. I will give you passcodes to Jella's rooms. Talk with the wretched Voss when you are done. They already man a path to the Nightmare Lands. I will seek shelter with the exchange. While I'm here, my family is still a target.
It is time. Return to me immediately. Lord Ratchin comes tonight to Lab 68. I promised him a demonstration of the powers we have tapped before we finalize our deal. With this sale, the Sith armies will be invincible, and I will be the richest woman history.
Look here, have you heard of a place the Gormak call the Nightmare Lands?
The land's dark heart. It is our shame, a cancer that comes from the Gormak's touch.
What are the odds there's a well-lit highway going there?
No man emerges from the Nightmare Lands sane.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were worried for me.
My countrymen are dull in comparison to you. Do not remember me as one who failed to warn you of your death.
I'm not planning to die until I learn what it's like to kiss a Voss.
You have long been immortal. To enter the Nightmare Lands, go to our commando checkpoint. The manhunt has not reached there. I could not let you disappear into the Nightmare Lands. I never envied tales of tragic love, but when I see you, I am filled with poetry.
Boy, did you get the wrong idea. I am not the poetry type.
I apologize. I am not familiar with alien mating habits. Take this holo-recorder. It is my wife's. She is an adjudicator. Bring back evidence of Jella's crimes. It will be trusted.
I'm glad she's willing to share.
She is virtuous. Take this transport to the excavation site. Speak with Talande. He is your best chance to survive.
These controls are all that keeps the beasts in check. Without them, they would savage us in a heartbeat.
Do not expect me to take your word for... Ah. It seems you provide a means of testing after all.
You!
I'm not taking the fall for you.
I will leave you to rot. Rogan's rewards mean nothing now. I have found a power mere criminals can only dream of. Attack my pets! She will see what lives within the darkness.
Jella's dead.
The darkness must come that the light shine brighter. I will set a hearing with the adjudicators.
What need do you have to defend yourself to these Voss?
You should not live with this stain.
Can't you just bring them the recording and get the whole thing glossed over?
Without judgment, you are guilty. Go to the hearing board in Voss. I will speak on your behalf. I petition Mirev Ka and the tribunal for the outsider.
The outsider is accused of trafficking with Gormak. You take this on?
I do.
You both agree to all proceedings?
We do.
Don't I get a say in this?
To be heard, outsider, follow our procedures.
You are accused of trafficking with Gormak. Testimony.
The recording shows everything you need.
Jella Reneki sold the Gormak monstrosities.
We must confer. The evidence speaks. This crime is Jella Reneki's. She has been punished.
But you have other transgressions.
It's always something.
For negotiating with Gormak, entering forbidden territory, and corrupting the moral health of an honoress, you owe a debt.
The accusation was trafficking, not...
You speak out of turn, husband.
It was my idea, honorable adjudicators. These lesser crimes stopped Jella Reneki. Punish me.
You guys decide whatever you want. I'm leaving.
Leave and you lose all diplomatic privileges on Voss.
I can't wait to see the last of this place.
We are through. I will take no more risks.
Your assignment is over, Honoress Lokirka. Do not seek the favor of the Voss again.
What is it?
Ni at ambumpa poshuda mokili mokanki. O bagthra wanawaga mi punawa duetuipe. Kabanotase makipuna, malituta udmishka.
My contacts would not risk hiding me. They say this man knows you. Does Jella live?
Jella won't be bothering your family again.
Thank you. I will not see Rogan send another Jella to control us. Would you take our trade instead?
Those beasts are the one thing of worth on this world.
You can run this through Darmus Polarin at Port Nowhere.
If he has buyers, we can supply. I'd rather you than Rogan see the profits.
Itis Aurora, Kopana Chapurko Utman Gisa? Idwana Shoto.
Captain, I just received an interesting offer from one of Rogan's former men. Seems he's got some exotic cavalry that needs a home. Your doing, I trust?
Rogan's pipeline was through Gormak Zak, and Zak works for me now.
You've got the magic, Captain. Won't be another crook in the galaxy who can touch you. You've got Rogan in full retreat. He's calling his surviving lieutenants for a war council. I checked into all of Ivory's bolt holes. The one on Tatooine seems to be the one still active.
You always know it'll make me happy.
If I could, I'd give you his head in silver tinsel. But I think you'll enjoy that fruit more if you pluck it yourself. This is your chance to wipe the slate and call the biggest criminal empire in the galaxy your own.
Does this make you proud? You fooled the Republic into drowning you in honors while you fetch and heal for the Empire. Maybe you'll kill me, but not before I show the galaxy that you're a traitor.
I'd hoped I was driving you crazy, but I never meant it literally.
The joke's on you!
You're awfully trusting, Captain. A man helps you once so you can trust him forever. A woman gets elected so she'll be loyal to the office. See what your patrons are saying now.
Once that idiot captain takes out Rogan, the rest of the gangs will fold. We'll have the whole underworld locked up.
Then the Void Wolf will keep his promise? When the Empire wins, I'll have a planet of my own?
I never got to thank you for rescuing them from Rogan at Port Nowhere.
All these missions, you were the one behind them?
I never thought you'd survive the King's ransom, but it was awful good-hearted of you to clear Rogan out of my way.
The men executed for your crimes on Balmorra. They were his enemies.
Now there's no one left to stand against me.
Since I'm dead anyway, what are you doing once you own the underworld? Gangsters make notoriously bad slaves.
He's put together a pirate fleet. The Republic expects an attack from outside, not from gangs within their borders.
Jane, Desora, finish this off.
You were duped. Doesn't raise my opinion of you, but it does put us on the same side. I'll get your back, you get mine.
Let's see who's still standing when this is done.
Divide and conquer.
I'm man enough to admit you saved my life. Guess that's worth a ship full of blasters. You win. I'm just glad all the good you did the Republic was real and not another setup.
Say it again. I just want to savor this.
Savor the memory. Beyond you and me, the Void Wolf's got most of the galactic underworld working for him or running scared. He needs to go down, and I'm too old to do it. But I'll give you any weapons you need out of my personal vault.
Not that I'm turning down free stuff, but does that do me any good if we can't find the scum?
The Void Wolf's flagship is at Corellia. He was part of the plot to force its government to sell out to the Empire. My guess is Darmus and Dodonna are with him. You want to chase them, I can put you in touch with Correo, a fence I work with. Glad I never managed to knock you off.
I guess you've been wondering how someone like me ever ended up with the Jedi, huh?
You don't really seem like the Jedi type.
They thought that too. I was always kind of the odd one out in my family, and believe me, it was not a small family. When they kicked me out, I went to Nar Shaddaa and met a Jedi who said all the weird stuff that happens to me is a connection to the Force.
Don't sell yourself short. You do plenty of weird stuff all on your own.
And you know, that was an issue. The Jedi are all about recruiting kids too young to know better, so there it was. Me and all these serene little kids. You've never known real rage until you've been lectured on controlling your emotions by a 4-year-old in a robe.
Avoid sanctimonious Jedi brats. Noted.
The kids were prigs, but at least they didn't pity me. The way my master used to look at me. I couldn't spend my life being the Jedi-class clown, you know. It was obvious I wasn't going to master the Force. Never even figured out how to work my dead master's lightsaber.
Guess who found a potential accomplice in the Dubrillian aristocracy? Feast your eyes on this hollow-embossed, genuine flimsoplast invitation. See that fancy Arabesh lettering? Hand-drawn, in ink, classy. Count Merritt Reneld requests the favor of your presence at a discreet location in the Galactic Senate Tower on Coruscant at a time of your choosing.
Does that invitation say why Baron Fancy Pants needs a face-to-face? Why can't he talk to you by holo?
Nobles are like gangsters. They won't crew with someone they've never met in person. Count Reneld is one of the most popular nobles on Dubrillion. He's also secretly organizing a rebellion against the king. His invitation is addressed to Risha Drayan, royal heir to the Drayan dynasty. He's taking me very seriously.
I didn't think you were broadcasting your true identity.
I had no choice. Risha from Nar Shaddaa doesn't carry the same weight as Risha the future queen. I'm contacting him by holo to arrange our meeting. Wanted you here to help me get a read on him. Opening a channel. Whoa.
This is a tremendous moment, your royal heiress. I grew up hearing tales of the Drayan dynasty, the great battles your ancestors fought. I never believed I'd meet a member of that proud bloodline in person. You have my deepest sympathies for your family's exile.
We don't have all day. Stop sucking up and get to the point.
You must be the starship captain who recovered the crown of Dubrillion. My world is in your debt.
The king wants that crown, and my head. He won't be happy if he finds out we're talking.
The man has lost all reason. He must be removed from power, but in a way that spares our world a bloody civil war. I believe the common people and aristocracy alike would embrace the Drayan dynasty heir, especially if she wears the crown of Dubrillion.
Nothing is ever that easy. Skip to the part where our lives get complicated.
It will not be enough to dethrone the king. He must be replaced by someone that people view as one of their own. Right now, you are an outsider. The only way to change that is to marry someone from the existing aristocracy.
Get married? To who?
Well, the only available suitor is... Great stars, this is awkward. I am offering myself in marriage to you.
Marrying Risha would make you king, wouldn't it? How convenient.
The royal heiress would hold primacy of power. I would be her subordinate in all matters. I understand my proposal is abrupt, but I wished to make my intentions clear and not waste your valuable time. I certainly don't expect an immediate response. All I ask is that you consider this for the good of Dubrillion.
That'll be easier to do once we've met in person. I'm on my way to Coruscant. See you there, Count. Well, that wasn't awkward at all.
That was the worst blind date ever. You've known this guy all of 2 minutes and he proposes marriage? Crazy.
This isn't romance, it's just politics. Under the circumstances, I should probably take this meeting alone. Be back soon, Captain. Never talked to a complete stranger for that long before. Count Reneld gives to charities, builds orphanages, creates wildlife preserves, and those are just his hobbies. You ever consider we've been wasting our lives?
Somebody's got a crush on Count Nice Guy.
He is nice, but I'm not rushing into anything. I told the Count I needed time to think about his proposal. That'll give me a chance to run a deep background check. If this guy is as good as he seems, he just might help me overthrow the king without getting married.
Why am I here, Captain? I've been clear about my reason for joining you, but I never understood what you want from me. Am I a hired gun, or is there something more?
It may have started that way, but now you're part of my crew. Your family.
We've a proverb. Ali Arisha Taldin. Family is more than bloodline, but it refers to adoption by a clan, not... Why did you assemble this crew? It is too momentous a decision to make on impulse. Do your loyalties truly lie with the Republic?
The Republic is a big, self-righteous pool of money, and I've got swimming privileges.
The Republic worships its own weakness. They waste their warriors defending those who cannot care for themselves. They call for loyalty to a government of strangers instead of a family and clan. You could do better. Tell me, Captain, how do you choose your path in life? What guides you?
Mostly, I follow the credits, and more is always better.
I thought only droids were ruled by numbers. I adhere to the Res Sonare, the core of what it means to be Mandalorian, a sacred law giving us direction and purpose. Education and armor, self-defense, our tribe, our language, our leader, all help us survive. We must educate our children as Mandalorians, obey the commands of Mandalore, speak Mandoa, and defend our clans.
Did you leave out something? I didn't hear anything about serving the Empire and wiping out the Republic.
Every action a Mandalorian takes is because of the Res Sonare. It tells us why we fight and whom to kill.